Hello everyone, Jeff and Jay here with another edition of Jay's Big Adventure. Jay's the fuzzy one. And today we are cleaning the carburetors on our 1978 BMW R80/7. So the first thing we're going to do is disconnect all the clamps around the carburetors. We've got clamps here and here. I'm probably going to take this one off as well. We're going to remove the fuel hose, and this is really hard and really old. There's a T-fitting here, and then this goes through to the other side. I think I'm going to replace all of this with some braided stainless steel hose just to make it a little bit more durable. And then once we have the carburetor off, we'll turn around to the back side and remove the cables from the lever actuator. Now let's see whether we can wiggle this whole mess loose. Okay, that comes off nicely. It is split, so chances are we're going to have to replace these boots. And there we have it. Now with the carburetor loose, we can see what's going on here. This is the throttle cable here. Here's our idle adjustment. And this is the choke lever. If you notice, this one ends in a pin that slides into here. This is just clamped down with this bolt. Looks like about an 8mm. We'll get that out here in a minute. But to remove this, you just line the hole up and it just slides right out. If we're lucky, when we put this back together, it'll slide in just as easily. Because this bike has not been maintained in a long time, we're going to do a full carburetor synchronization. But if we didn't, that might actually let us just put it back together and have it stay in sync. I doubt, though, if we're going to be that lucky. To turn these adjusters out of the base, we need to release the lock nuts. This one looks like it is 8mm. Because this nut is so stuck, we're just going to release this plate from the shaft. Okay, with the carburetor loose, now we're going to take the float bowl off and the top off and put all these parts in the ultrasonic cleaner for a good cleaning. The float bowl is just held on by this wire clip. Go. There we go. Now we can see the gasket, the floats, and the jets. You can really see the corrosion on all the parts. This isn't too bad, but the float bowl is a mess, and this is probably plugging some of our jets. When you leave the petcock on, the fuel will continue to settle into the bowls, evaporate, and then all the sludge and stuff and the contaminants end up accumulating in the bowl. It's one of the reasons why it's important to always shut that petcock off. This cork gasket should just lift out of here, and hopefully it won't stick to the carburetor itself. And it came out really cleanly. This is going to be a lot easier to clean up, and then the new gasket should seal really well. That was one of the reasons why we were doing this, is because this was letting fuel by and it just dripped all over the ground and onto the exhaust pipes. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, we're going to take this apart and put it in the cleaner and then reassemble it, see what happens. For starters, we're just going to hit this with some simple brake parts cleaner. As you can see, that all by itself makes a big difference. We'll do the same thing with the float bowl. Always wear eye protection when you're using harsh chemicals.